Hey guys, welcome to another live session with NZ Pocket Guide. Laura is killing it at Tetris this morning, as per usual. So I'm going to have to fill up a little bit of time. So first up, happy Easter to everybody. I know it's Easter in many places in the world, and I know you guys are all probably celebrating that with way too much chocolate, and good on you. Speaking of chocolate, there is something to celebrate today, which is way more important than Easter, in my opinion, and it is International Chocolate Mousse Day. And I have to say, this is a holiday I definitely want to celebrate. So we will have to sort out something today. It's also International DIY Day. So something that could be cool is that if you guys tell us what is the latest project you guys been working on. On my side, I've been working, so I'm learning welding recently, and I'm working on some new fittings for a new video studio that we're going to be doing. So maybe in the next few months, we won't be doing our videos here, and we may be doing that in the little studio over there, doing something slightly bit different. We'll see if you guys like it or not. But yeah, that's basically where we are right now. It is Sunday, the 4th of April here in New Zealand, and we are going to be answering all your questions about traveling in New Zealand, because Laura and I kind of are the experts of traveling in New Zealand, since we are the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide. You can find it at NZPocketGuide.com, and there is thousands of articles to help you plan an epic trip to New Zealand. Oh, it's a mess here. We were trying to charge some phones right here, but it's all a bit of a mess. Cool. So if you do have any questions, you can ask them straight away in the live chat right now. We always read every comment, so you guys are all going to be good. We read every single one of the comments that we receive. And if you can't make it to the live session and you're watching a replay, do not fret. You can put your question in the comment of the video, of the replay right now, or video, any of our videos for that matter, and we'll pick them up, we'll print them, and we will read them. Thank you, Laura, for pointing it, and we will read them live and answer them for you. How are you doing, Laura, today?
I'm doing awesome.
Nice. All right,
so you said nice before I even answered. It sounded like you didn't care.
I do care. What number did you finish over there?
I didn't really pay attention.
Oh, okay. Not that amazing,
obviously something good.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's start reading all the comments. You guys are super active. Okay, there's a lot of things to cover. Okay, let's go. Can we get a work visa now, says Suni S. At the moment, there is no visa processing happening in New Zealand, just because due to COVID-19, the borders are closed. And since the borders are closed, Immigration New Zealand is not issuing new visas. If you want to know when the borders of New Zealand are opening, there is a video on the channel with our predictions. And the link to that video is in the comments, so in the description of this video right now. BJN G is going on all out with a lot of words. So let's have a look. We are hotly waiting for Robin and Laura. We require your weekly fix of virtual Aotearoa fantasy. Robin, once you have found her, never let her go. Laura, I suggest that you render Robin a Dutch suggestion. And then he's talking to someone. Dutch, no, what is a Dutch suggestion?
I don't know.
I think it's getting naked and wearing only clogs. And 2 cheese wheels.
Yeah, that makes
that's what it is, right?
I'm putting a windmill hat on your head or something.
I do not know what a Dutch suggestion is. Nathan Bates, who is based in Topo, says Kia ora Aotearoa, and everyone around the world. Kia ora, Nathan. How are you doing today? How did you celebrate Easter? How many eggs did you eat already?
Well, in New Zealand, it's only just Easter today, so
yeah.
If someone's eaten all their eggs before 8
a.m. It is 8:03. Chop. Okay, Charlie Friel, which is back again. Not bad. He's back again. That's awesome. He says, everybody, no visa questions. They put so much hard work into good content, so let's not ask for them for something about coronavirus or visa. That's not happening. You are living a dream right here, my friend. It's
Thanks for the thought, Charlie, but we all know what's going to happen.
Sudhir Bachina says, hi, sir. I am from India 3 months back, and I got an e-visa from Auckland. Which month open New Zealand border? Please tell me. Here you go, Charlie. That's one's for you. So, Laura, when is the border opening in New Zealand?
Well, the borders are currently closed in New Zealand, and there has been no official announcement as to when they are going to actually open. So, in short, we can't answer the question because no one knows when the borders are going to open. But you can always look in the description below for a few links that you might find helpful. For instance, we have the Immigration New Zealand website, which will keep you updated on the borders and the visas and all that good stuff. But also you can have a look at the link to our video about the border opening predictions. When we think the borders might open, they're not official, but it's just our opinions. And you can check those, a link to that in the description below as well.
So yeah, we've done a whole video where we explain the train of thought behind our border opening predictions. And in short, if you guys want to elaborate a little bit on that, we think that the New Zealand borders won't be opening this year. Our earliest prediction is November or December 2021, which is, quite a far away. But our more conservative and more realistic prediction will be the first quarter of 2022. Extreme Talauta says Morena.
Morena.
So if you guys don't know, Morena means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous language. Reman 2016 says, how about the border? That they said it's not going to be open for students before 2023. This one again is for Charlie. So there are already some students that can come to New Zealand. There have been some batches of students that have been allowed to come to New Zealand under very strict conditions. They had to be PhD level. They have to have already started their study in New Zealand. They had to have their study. They have to have a real need for them to be within New Zealand to continue their study. They had to have no options to do it online. All these kind of things. So they already have had some students that have had some exception in some very small batches. So I think it's unlikely that there is not going to be any New Zealand students coming, any international students coming to New Zealand until 2023. I think it's way too long of a date. So I think that if you read that, it's quite unlikely. Also, there have been no announcements. So no one said everything is closed until 2023. So I don't know where you got this information, but at this stage, I will actually call that fake news. What we try to do on this channel is that we try to actually make sure that we tell you when we're actually reading actual news and when we're actually giving our opinion or prediction. So you are fully understanding what is our opinion and what is the actual official information. And that's why we point you out to the video that we made, and there's a link in the description below, because in that video we made really clear, we made all that very clear, and we gave you a lot of information within the video. It's not just someone talking to the camera and saying random things. So yeah, I don't think I personally, my personal opinion, obviously, there has been no official announcement, so no one said that students won't be able to come to New Zealand until 2023. No one announced that whatsoever. Right, so that is not the case, but I don't think that it will be all the way to 2023. I think students will be allowed to New Zealand a little bit earlier than that. There may be some extra requirements to it. There may be some either quarantine requirements, vaccine requirements, etc. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be changing in the future. It's going to be a new normal, as they call it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Sujir Bashina says, sir, I'm waiting for 3 months traveling in New Zealand. Sadly, I think that you're going to have quite a few more months to wait. I don't think that you'll be able to make it to New Zealand until, as I mentioned, when the border reopened. But check out the video that we have with all the prediction. I think it's more important for you guys to actually have the whole context. And there's pages and pages of research. Actually, I can show you. We had pages and pages of research that we've done. To do those kind of videos that we have every single week. We actually get whatever announcement is given and we actually add them to our list of research. And when we think that there is, significant new information, we will release a new video. And that's what we've done regularly since the coronavirus crisis started. But at this stage, there is really, really a lot of research that goes into that. So definitely worth watching that video. Kiwi Lauren is here. Do you want to read what Kiwi Lauren says?
Yes, she says, hi, I just ordered a backyard playset this afternoon for our son. So that's going to be the big DIY assembly project when it arrives at the end of the week.
Nice. That's fun. I think every kids love this kind of thing.
Yeah, and hopefully it's all the snow has cleared up now for that to happen, because that would be pretty hard to do out in the snow, considering how cold it always seems to be where you are, Kiwi Lauren.
So, what are your current or latest DIY projects? Today is International DIY Day, so tell us in the live chat right now. Moving on to Ellis Princewell says, when are they going to open the borders? Laura, when are they opening the borders?
Well, as we've just said a mere, I think, couple of minutes ago, the borders are still closed and there's been no official announcement for when the borders are going to open. But if you do want some handy links, check the description below for more information on the immigration website, the Ministry of Education website, and our border predictions as another YouTube video.
Prince Boama says, hi guys, so when I see New Zealand border will open to allow visitors. So we have a full video prediction. It's in there's a link in the description of this video. Check it out. There's a lot of research, but again, just to give you the short snippet, and again, giving you a prediction like that just out of the blue with no context, I think is really kind of useless, but I'm still doing it because that's what you guys are asking. We think not before November, December 2021. At the earliest, more likely in the first quarter of 2022. Please watch the video in the description below. There is a video that says New Zealand border opening predictions. Please click on that link. Get all the context behind this prediction, and stick around, subscribe to the channel. We will do a video as soon as there is some information coming up. By the way, if you do find this video useful, make sure to hit the like button. We put a lot of work behind all our videos, and that's a great free way to say thank you for all our hard work.
We have 21 people viewing, but only 9 likes. Only 9 of you like it. Come on, guys.
11 of you are like watching and be like, what is this nonsense?
What are we watching?
Michael Connell says, good morning, guys. I woke up an hour earlier than expected. Down daylight saving, although a glorious sunny morning. It is an amazing sunny day here in New Zealand indeed, and it is daylight savings. So in New Zealand, we change time about twice a year for some unearthly reasons.
There is a video on YouTube by Neil deGrasse Tyson that explains daylight savings.
Okay.
So you can go look that up. Since you are on the platform right now, just type in Neil deGrasse Tyson daylight savings and he'll explain it to you. So
so today was the good daylight saving, which is the day when we get to sleep a little longer. There is also the bad daylight savings, which is happening when at the end of winter, the beginning of summer, when we all lose an hour of sleep, and it's very, very sad.
I think this is the one where we lost an hour of sleep.
Did we?
Just happened.
No, we slept longer.
Michael woke up an hour earlier. I think we slept longer anyway, because usually we do wake up earlier, but
that's true. That's weird. Interesting. Shalu Kapoor says, hello, please let us know when will the border open. Take this one. We pass them around. All those one are for you, Charlie, by the way.
So if you haven't seen us answer this question already, the borders are currently closed to New Zealand, and there has been no official announcement of when they will open. So the shorter answer is we don't know when the borders will open, and nobody really seems to know. But you can check out some links in the description below, which will help you and guide you to some more information about that. So go and check those out.
Okay, where are we on? Sudhir Bashina says, sir, New Zealand salary for a month in cleaner. So what is the minimum wage in New Zealand? It changed recently.
Did it just change to $20 an hour?
It changed to $20 an hour.
So for a cleaner, I think because typically if you're just doing sort of standard cleaning, maybe sort of hotel staff cleaning or that sort of thing, that's entry-level jobs, and they would usually be minimum wage. And the minimum wage in New Zealand is $20 per hour. But there are taxes you have to bear in mind. There's sort of, is it pay as you earn, it's called? Pay as you earn taxes in New Zealand. So if you go on the NZPocketGuide.com website, we have a whole section on working in New Zealand, and it also outlines what the minimum wage is and what taxes you would be expecting to pay for the amount that you earn. So go check it out on the website, and you can find more information from there.
Here you go. Then Q Lawrence say, oh no, we already read that. Where am I? I'm lost. Damien says, how do you deal with sandflies? I have a video on the channel where we actually talk about different ways to deal with sandflies. We do have about 7 ways to deal with sandflies, and we do have an article on NZ Pocket Guide for that. But Laura can run you through a few ways to deal with sandflies.
Okay, so probably the easiest way to go about it, and the one that will most probably work, is using I'll just come over. Is using insect repellent. So we prefer to use natural insect repellents because usually when the sandflies are about is in summer, and that's also when you tend to need to wear sunscreen. And some insect repellents and sunscreens don't mix; they're bad for your skin.
Yes.
Also, it can be harmful to the environment as well. So for that reason, we tend to choose natural insect repellents, of which you can find many varieties in New Zealand at pharmacies and supermarkets markets. They're really easy to find. And basically putting insect repellent on is, are you getting wheat bix? I saw that comment too. So putting on insect repellent is an easy way to do it and to make sure that you remember to do it. Usually you remember when it's too late. Insect repellent, another way is to make sure you wear long sleeve clothing if you can. I know, again, because it's in summer, it can be too hot to wear long sleeve clothing. But if you come to New Zealand with some light, light hiking pants or shirts and stuff, which covers your skin, then, well, the insects aren't going to come and land on your clothes and bite you.
Another really good way to avoid sandflies is to actually plan your trip around plan your activities around the weather. Sandflies don't tend to really like neither when it's raining or when it's windy. So if there are some areas which are known to have quite a lot of sandflies, for example, the blue pools or those kind of areas where you know there's going to be a lot of sandflies, because we on nzpocketguide.com tell you when there is sandfly, where there is sandfly, so you're kind of aware. Well, at that point, go there when you have like a pretty windy day, and then you're going to have significantly less sandflies. Another way that I like is to take a shower. When you take showers, you can use soap, and when you choose your soap, you can pick some soap which have some insect repellents within them. You can find those on Amazon, or if you go on nzpocketguide.com, we do have a list of ways to deal with sandfly bites, and we actually link to some soap and they actually work. We did try them, and you just shower yourself with some soap, and it keeps the bugs away. It doesn't last for the whole day. It works for about half the day, but that saves you on insect repellent and everything like that. So,
a couple of things that we've heard, but we have tested.
We don't believe.
We've tested ourselves, and we basically it didn't work for us. Is eating Marmite. Marmite is, first of all, very disgusting, but you either love it or you hate it.
It's not food.
It's apparently the vitamin B content in that is quite high, and vitamin B is supposed to somehow stop sandflies from biting you, making them not want to bite you or something. You can take vitamin B tablets as well, but we have actually tried that. Didn't make a difference, so we wouldn't really recommend that, because we can't say it's worked for us. And another thing to do is come to travel in New Zealand during winter when the sandflies aren't really around. That's an easy way to avoid them.
I have one more.
Oh, do you?
So sandflies tend to bite mostly people which are standing still.
Yeah.
And that's stopping, So if you have some areas that you want to check out, like, again, I'm going back to the blue pools because this is where we got absolutely eaten alive.
Do you mean the Hokitika Gorge?
Yeah, Hokitika Gorge, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
So the Hokitika Gorge. So we stopped there because we're doing New Zealand's biggest gap here. We were filming a lot. We took a lot of pictures. So we stayed there for like a good 2 hours, and we absolutely got eaten alive there. But if you keep on moving, the sandflies literally don't bother you, because they literally just go on people which are kind of stopping either along the track or along the water and all of that. So if you keep on moving, if you kind of like just pass around, just kind of enjoy the surroundings. And to be fair, if you're not like us and having to do all the filming and everything, you probably will keep on moving, so they're not that terrible. But if you decided you want to lay by the river for quite a while, then at that point you're going to be, all you can eat buffet for the sandflies. So obviously you may want to try to avoid that.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of like other tips right here. Do you have any other tip that come to your mind?
Not really, but another tip is you can always go on nzpocketguide.com for more tips about avoiding insect bites. And also we have like links to various insect repellents and stuff to help you deal with that situation.
Thing that actually works because we tried them.
Yes.
All right. And if you find this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe. It's a great free way to help us out and reward all our hard work. Okay, let's go back to the live chat, because there is a lot. Again, we're reading all the comments all the time, so I'm sorry you're falling a little behind. So I'm going to go a little fast to catch up, but it'll be good. Michael Connell says, "Where is Weet-Bix this morning?" Here you go.
He appeared out of nowhere.
Ta-da! Nathan Bates says, "I have been working at Countdown over the Easter weekend. We have been very busy Thursday and yesterday." Wow. Yeah, it looks like the entire country of New Zealand now is like completely attacked by Aucklanders, which are leaving Auckland and experiencing New Zealand for the nice 4-day weekend. So that's quite cool. So what are you doing at Countdown over there, Nathan? Are you a cashier, or what's your job? Kiwi Lauren says, "Current book I'm reading is A Tale from a Trail, Te Araroa, The Long Pathway by Anna Graffel. again, fantasizing about being in New Zealand.
You're just torturing yourself, Kiwi Lauren.
So if you guys don't know, the Te Araroa Trail is actually a hiking trail which links a lot of different hiking trails in New Zealand. Go from the top, Cape Reinga, all the way down to Bluff, the bottom of New Zealand. And it takes about 3 months to do.
Yeah.
Riemann 2016 says, is it true that some nationalities like Iraqis are not welcome to enter New Zealand? I'm actually a PhD student applied for New Zealand and I'm from Iraq waiting for the visa processing. I don't think there is any country which is not welcome to come to New Zealand. The process is actually quite fair, and we do have friends from all kind of nationalities here in New Zealand. So I wouldn't say there is that. I just think that between different countries, I just know that between different countries you have different requirements, and so that may just be what you are referring to. But that's pretty much it. We're not licensed immigration advisors, so we legally don't have the right to give you immigration advice. So you may want to contact Immigration New Zealand. There is a link to Immigration New Zealand in the description of this video because we love you all and we have everything at the ready for you.
Yeah, and it is worth mentioning that the borders are closed and therefore Immigration New Zealand isn't processing visas.
So it's not they don't like you.
Same rate as usual. So everyone is experiencing really long waits for visa processing, and they're basically not really processing visas for people that can't even come to the country right now because the borders are closed.
Yep. Kiwi Lauren.
Kiwi Lauren says, it's finally nice here. The past 3 days, I've just had to wear a vest on my 6 a.m. run. No jacket. Wow. And no glowing light vest needed either because the sunrise is finally early enough that I am visible. Well, that's always a good thing. It's
Running in minus temperatures and in the dark. I just can't help but shake my head.
Committed.
Michael Connell is sharing his latest DIY project, and he's saying he's making some modification to his bust. He's trying out a chest of drawers.
Fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sudhir Bashina says, thank you, sir, for the information. You're very welcome. Charlie Friel is asking, when are the border openings for New Zealand? No, I'm joking, Charlie. You wouldn't ask that, did you? Charlie says, are you planning to traveling at all this year? Loving the Pacific Island information. We love secret gems of other islands like Niue. Well, if we can, we will, but it looks like it's going to be a slow burn this year again. So we are making plans. So we are working with some South Pacific Island nations to come and do some coverage for them. A lot of South Pacific nations don't even have any website made, about tourism and everything like that. So we are reaching out and we do all that, for free for them and all these kind of things to try to get them, some sort of sustainable tourism industry and all these kind of things. So we are actually discussing with some of them. So stay tuned. That may happen. And we may document that or not. We'll see, depending on what internet they have over there. But so stay tuned. So far, we're kind of taking it one day at a time just because we don't know what's happening with the borders.
Yeah.
I can't believe my answer to you, Charlie, ended up talking about the borders. I think it's pretty funny. Kiwi Lauren is talking to you, Laura, again.
Okay, she says, I can never pronounce this name. Saskatchewan is its own time zone, the only province in Canada that never changes our clocks.
That's
Oh, that's a nice fact. I tried tuning in an hour ago, and that's when I realized that you were on daylight savings time. Yes. Sorry that we had to change things around this week.
Sajish KV says, hi, suggest me a best skydive in New Zealand. Ooh, so we actually do have a video when we actually talk about all the different skydives in New Zealand. So you may want to check this one out. To find it out, you can type on YouTube, skydive, and then NZ Pocket Guide, and you'll find that. We also have videos of us attempting a lot of different skydives around New Zealand. But if I have to pick one, I will ask Laura to go first.
Yes. Good, because I always
I know, go for it.
I always tend to go with the same one. My favorite one has been Franz Josef Skydive or Franz Skydive or Skydive Franz. Either way, it's called something like Skydive Franz Josef. As the name suggests, it's based in Franz Josef. And the really cool thing about this skydive is not only does it go to the highest height that you can skydive in New Zealand, which is 20,000 foot, but you can also, the scenery there is so diverse. When you go up, you can see Mount Cook, which is the highest mountain in New Zealand. You can see the Franz Josef Glacier, obviously, and you can see all the way out to the coast and the Tasman Sea. So you basically get to see a whole variety of landscapes on one single skydive. And also the operation there is quite a small one. You'll find that some skydives around the country are really busy, and there's kind of feels a bit like it's a factory of like a skydive factory going on, but it's much more small and personalized at Franz Josef. So that's why I like that one.
Speaking of a small kind of operation, Skydive, one of my favorites is actually Skydive Abel Tasman, which is pretty awesome. So same thing, is a pretty small team. They only have one plane and everything. They're really fun. They're really fun people. And skydiving above the beautiful Abel Tasman National Park is fantastic. You will see this turquoise water with golden sand beaches, the luxuriant rainforest next to it. It's absolutely fantastic. The vistas, the views when you skydive from there are phenomenal. So big shout out to Skydive Abel Tasman for this one.
Awesome.
All right. Michael Connell is talking about his old analog wall clock. It's still showing the time an hour ahead. He says, I must change that. The digital time is now earlier. Yeah, so you know what? It's the same thing. Everything changes, but we have an old analog clock, which one day, guys, I need to show you, because this is the worst clock in the entire world. I cannot stress enough how terrible that clock is. You cannot read the time on it.
You have to
whatsoever.
be an advanced human being to read the time on this clock.
It is an absolute terrible clock. So, what are you getting it? Okay, that's the worst clock in the world. Nobody can read the time. Seriously, what does it say? There's no numbers on it. There's just weird patterns to confuse you.
I'm holding it the wrong way.
Yeah. So, if at any point it just gets a little crooked, it can literally completely change your meeting time. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, world worst clock. So, Laura this morning took the time to go and change that clock, which to me made no difference because literally it's unreadable.
I find it very helpful.
No, it is the worst clock in the world. All right. Anyway, give us a like if you guys enjoy us talking about clocks, by the way, but we're here mostly to talk about New Zealand. Okay, we have Maxi Barbosa, which says, hi, greetings from Argentina. Hey, how are you doing? Are you changing time in Argentina? That's an interesting question. Also, what is your latest DIY project? Today is International DIY Day, so I want to know all your DIY projects. Okay, Prince Boama says, thank you guys. You're very welcome. Michael Connell says, Clay from Dunedin seems to be running a tad late today. I know for a fact that Clay was getting a little tipsy in the last few days, and he did message me drunk by mistake on Facebook asking questions. Yes, so he's probably just recovering. So yeah, if you guys don't know, Clay is one of our viewers, which usually watch us from Dunedin in New Zealand. And one time we connected on Facebook in order for him to do an interview and show us his favorite things as a local to do in Dunedin. So there's a video on that on the channel. And since then, he had me on Facebook. And then, a couple of days ago, he was drunk on whiskey. Yes, I will tell everyone, Clay. Mm-hmm. And he messaged me. He messaged me, and that was funny. Anyway. Moving on, Mayad Record says, hey, Mayad, how are you doing today? Then we have Ash. He says, do you run into the native locals a lot? Do you carry anything to protect yourself? What? Okay. If by native you meaning Maori people, yes, we actually do meet Maori people every single day, especially where we live. We actually invite a lot of our friends, which are Maori, to come have pizzas at ours and play some games with us.
That's how safe we feel around them.
And we never carry anything to protect ourselves, which is not to say guys come and all rob us, but we never carry anything to protect ourselves. New Zealand is an extremely safe country, almost crime-free, so just don't fret too much. It's not a dangerous country, and it's not because people look different that they are actually scary. That is a very silly thing to think. I don't know, it just makes me sigh of sadness, but I felt like I needed to read that.
Michael says, Marmite curses cures everything. I just decided to change that to curses because that made more sense in my mind as I read it. But no, he said Marmite cures everything.
Yeah, but he's wrong. He's wrong. Okay. Boo. Amar Vlog says, you both look great together. I'm glad you agree. You're not the only one to agree. A lot of people are commenting these kind of things, but no, I'm joking.
Well, one person does.
Yes, that's true. We do have fun together. That is true. Kiwi Lauren says, I'm with you, Robin. Marmite is not edible. I agree with that. This is not food. Himanshu is back. Hey, mate, it's been a while. How are you doing? He says, morning, guys. Which places you like the most in the North and South Islands? Okay, we have to pick one.
Well, it
Okay.
says places with a
Yeah, but one in each, one North Island, one South Island. Otherwise, we're here for hours. I like everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
We'll stick with one.
So I'm going to pick a place on the North Island. I'm going to say Mount Taranaki. It is a fantastic area. It's a cone-shaped volcano with snow on top, and the surrounding forests are so luxuriant. There is even a short track called the Enchanted Track that it really feels like you literally walk into a goblin forest, which guess what? There is a goblin forest or goblin track. There's something called goblin something around there as well. It is really phenomenal. It feels like you walked into a real life version of Hansel and Gretel when the forest is like so menacing and everything. And it's so cool. So I will pick that for my favorite place in the North Island today. Again, it will change tomorrow, but today I will pick that. What would be your favorite on the North Island?
Oh, I've got one for the South Island. Let's skip straight to the South Island and then I'll go for the North Island afterwards.
Okay.
So today, as of today, because it changes all the time, but today my favorite place on the South Island is a place called Washpen Falls.
That is really cool. I forgot about it.
Yeah, it's very, it's quite unheard of. It's a really random place, but this area, which is privately owned, so you do have to pay like $10 to go there, but it's quite a vast area where you do a walk for a couple of hours. But there's so many different cool things to see. You can see old Maori sort of archaeological sites. You can see sort of lava formations. You can go and see caves. You can see forest. You can see beautiful views across the Canterbury Plains. You can go to waterfalls. It's called Washpen Falls, so you get to see a beautiful waterfall. And to wrap it all up, you can walk by a nice lagoon, which they have a little rowing boat in it, and you can go on a bit of a rowing boat trip.
And you can watch all that on videos on the channel.
Yeah. So that's a cool, really sort of, unheard of type.
Yeah, that's a cool hidden gem. Okay, so I'm going to pick my favorite for the South Island then. And my favorite place for the South Island would be a classic. It would be Mount Cook, New Zealand's tallest mountain. Absolutely fantastic. There is amazing activities you can do there. You can do some amazing walks. You can do some fantastic stargazing because it's a dark sky reserve. You can take a plane and literally land on New Zealand's longest glacier. Or you can take a heli hike on New Zealand's longest glacier. So it's an amazing place to do heli hiking, which a lot of people forget. They all want to do Franz Joseph. And you can also do a stunning skydive where you see all the braided rivers below and New Zealand's longest glacier and the tallest mountain of New Zealand and the whole range of the Alpine, the Southern Alps. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So I'll say Mount Cook.
Cool. I'm going to pick another quite random one for the North Island.
Certainly, you can see us doing all that but first you can read about all that on the NZ Pocket Guide, but see all of that on the video. Sorry. Whangarei
I'm going to go for the North Island. The reason being is it's so close to so many really cool things. You can go to Abbey Caves, which are some free caves. They have 3 different ones along the walk, and there's glowworms in it. You can see the glowworms for free. So that's a really cool place to go. They have Whangarei Falls, a really beautiful waterfall that's really easy to get to. And then you've got Whangarei Heads and Tutukaka. So you get to see beautiful sort of coastal scenery on your way to Tutukaka. And also off the shores is the Poor Knights Islands, where you can go and do some of what we believe is some of the best scuba diving you can do in New Zealand. And you can also, in winter, you can go and swim with seals there, which is pretty cool too. So that's going to be my favorite place on the North Island for this time on this question.
Nice. Here you go, Himanshu. I hope that this was an in-depth answer to your question. As usual, we talk way too long about all those companies, but we just love it. Anthony Comstock, be ready to sing. Anthony Comstock says, hello, sorry I'm late, but Morena from California, he says, my birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday to you.
And he says, and I had a good day at Marine Welding the rest of the day. I'm guessing there is not the rest of the message. So here you go. Happy birthday, Anthony. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nathan says, I'm a checkout operator and produce person. Oh, nice one.
Nice.
So he's the one that stacked the kiwi fruit looking really all nice and tidy. Shali Kapoor says, hello, my son is in Auckland and he's a student and he has a 3 years visa. At present, he's working. Can you please tell me, can he apply for PR, which is permanent residency? Thanks. So Shalu, there is a law in New Zealand that states that if you're not a licensed immigration advisor, you do not have the right to give immigration advice. And sadly, neither Laura or I are Laura or I, not the other way around.
I think you said it the correct way.
I know, but I was pointing
Oh,
at me
okay.
as
Yep.
Laura. So anyway, we're not licensed immigration advisors, so we do not have the right to give you immigration advice. The best way to figure this out is to head to the Immigration New Zealand website. Even before you pay an immigration advisor and all that jazz, go on Immigration New Zealand website. There's a link in the description of this video. Check it out. And there's a questionnaire. You answer the question, it will literally tell you if he can or not. So it's all about that. It's a point system, and it's pretty simple. The computer does everything for you. Extreme Talauta says, I've enjoyed watching the Niue video. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so as you guys know, we try to cover a little bit more of the South Pacific on the channel now. We had a few things. So we had a complete guide to Tonga. Did you check this one as well, Extreme Talauta? Did you check the one from Tonga? But we also did publish one for Niue, and it looks quite popular. So I may do another video about Niue at some point soon, because I'm like that. I like to please. Daniel Doyle says, you guys have been fantastic with the advice you have been sharing with us. Keep up the great work.
Thanks.
No question, just some kind
Yeah,
words.
nice. That's nice to hear.
That is awesome. Danielle, you're my new favorite person. That is nice. Yeah, if you agree with Daniel, you're more than welcome to hit the like button. It's a kind of a free way for you guys to say thank you for all the hard work. It just warmed my heart. I like it. Thank you, Daniel. All right, so Kiwi Lauren says, is there a noteworthy... Is there anything? Oh, God, you read that.
You saw what the upcoming word was. I didn't want to
I'm
read.
giving up on that question.
Okay, so Kiwi Lauren is asking a question about the longest place name in the world, which is in New Zealand, and it's about 85 letters long. And she says, is there anything noteworthy around the Tamatawhakatangi Hangaka, etc., sign? I feel like I might just make a trip there anyway, even though I feel like it's in the middle of nowhere.
It is. It definitely is.
It really is in the middle of nowhere.
You go there, take a picture of a sign. I mean, the sceneries around are kind of nice. You know, it's New Zealand. It looks like New Zealand, but there is really no attractions or anything too noteworthy around.
It is very, very out the way, but I mean, that's why not a lot of people actually get to go there and get that picture with the sign. So you would be probably one of the few people that gets to do that. So
actually, here I'm going to make you a deal. If you come to New Zealand, you go over there, you take a picture with you on the sign. I will actually use that picture on NZ Pocket Guide when we talk about the sign. You know, at the moment we use a really boring picture. So if you actually put a picture with you and the kids or something like that with a big smile, I will put your face on the travel guide, on the entry about that sign. So here you go. I'll make you a deal with you right here. Obviously, if you allow us to use the picture, but it'd be fun. Steve Changela says, good morning, guys. Good morning, Steve. How are you doing? Koshita says, hello. Hello, Koshita.
Hi.
Harish says, I stopped watching this video every month. No hopes on New Zealand border reopening. Already applied for student visa in France. Hope I visit New Zealand as a tourist at least after a couple of years. Oh, well, hopefully you will have a lot of fun visiting New Zealand and traveling. Hopefully you will have a lot of fun time studying in France. The French language is pretty hard to master, so good luck with that. But yeah.
Robin struggles himself and he's from there.
Fabio says, hi there. How are you doing, Fabio? Awesome to have you on board. Fruit Loop is taking us our words when we say we read every single comment. So, guys, brace yourself. This is probably the most insightful comment we have had in a very long time. It says, I need a poo. I think it means a big teddy bear yellow with a red shirt.
Yes.
Yes, you need to grab one of those and just hug it.
Yes.
Michael Connell says, Clay could do with the all-time morning hangover cure. Marmite on toast. No!
I think that would make me 10 times
No,
worse.
that is terrible. So we leave Clay dealing with his hangover without Marmite. Okay, Marmite-free hangover is a bit better. Steve Changela says, hi, Robin. What do you think of Upper Hutt region? Oh, it's just me.
Just you. Just what's your opinion?
That is... Oh, you may want to ask Laura as well. The Upper Hutt region, so it's the cheapest place to live if you want to actually be kind of carrying life in Wellington. If you were planning to kind of work in the cities and everything like that, life in the city is a little bit expensive. Aside from that, it's kind of well connected. There is the train lane. How do you say it? No, it's not metro. It's
railway line.
Yeah, there's a commuting
connection.
Yeah, there's a commuting railway connection there, so it makes commuting quite easy. So it may be quite nice, and there's quite a lot of little hike and walks to do around. So honestly, it's a pretty good pace of life over there. And since Wellington is becoming more and more expensive to live in, I feel like more people are actually going to be moving to Upper Hutt. So here you go. And if you guys don't know where Upper Hutt is, it's it's one of the regions surrounding Wellington. So
Indeed.
Steve, if you want to hear Laura's opinion of Upper Hutt, feel free to ask as well. Himanshu says, thanks a lot, guys. You are professionals now. Now only.
We've only just made it.
Can you tell us when we were not professional? I'm joking. Mosaic Crone says, is there a place to swim with sea turtles? Not in New Zealand.
No.
But in the South Pacific, there are. There are some places. Actually, we did see a sea turtle in Niue, which we didn't get to swim with because it swam away before we got in the water.
Yeah, we saw a sea turtle in Tonga as well, but again, that was when we were on the boat. Usually we tend to be on boats when we see them popping their heads out the water, but we've never been lucky enough to swim with them, in the water with them. But yeah, basically in New Zealand, really, really, really unlikely.
No, I wouldn't even know where you will see sea turtles.
I remember being on the trip for Punites Islands, and the dive operators there said that they did once have a sea turtle there, like once that was washed from, because they have currents that come from the Coral Sea. And
this one's took a detour.
This one took a detour. I think it was kind of like
there's construction on my lane. I was going to take the detour all the way to New Zealand.
So I think there was a lost turtle there, but that's basically super rare. But that's what they said. I'm just passing on the information.
So it's hearsay, Your Honor.
It's mere hearsay. So
I don't know if you can admit that as you cannot admit that in court, but it's hearsay.
Don't come to New Zealand for sea turtles.
Yep. Michael Connell says it's not just it's just a sign down a long straight road. Yeah, so he's talking to Kiwi Lauren about the longest place name in New Zealand. Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. It's literally just a long road, just a sign, and really not much around there.
Green hills.
Yeah. Nathan Bates says, have a good day. See you next week. See you next week, Nathan. Thank you for popping in. Clay Bryant's probably...
he's here now. We've all been talking about you.
He heard that we were dissing him, so he popped in. So, Clay, we did diss you a little bit at the beginning of the video, or earlier on in the video, so you may want to rewind. But yeah, he says, morning or better late than ever. Nice to have you on board, mate. It's awesome. You avoided having to eat Marmite, so here you go. That close. It's good that you showed up. Extreme Talauta says... I haven't seen the video yet. He's probably talking about Tonga. He says, I've been getting ready for the start of the league season that starts on the 10th of this month. It will be a long season. All right. Well, if you want, it's on the channel right now. There is where you saw the Niue video. Just scroll down a little bit more and you probably will find the Tonga video. And yeah, you'll see our take on Tonga as well. But keep an eye. We may do some more Niue videos soon. Nathan says, sorry, you guys were freezing for a bit. Oh, no. Well, keep on telling us that. It's about the time right now. We've been live for 42 minutes and 10 seconds now, and usually around the 45 minutes mark, internet starts bugging and dropping, and YouTube starts being unhappy.
When do we get fiber again? Is it November?
Yeah, probably November.
Yeah, so we might have these problems up until about November. Being in a rural town in New Zealand, we're not really up to date with the high-speed internet currently in this location. So if you guys hang on, we will have amazing connection by November. We have been promised.
You just have to wait 7 months, guys. I mean, what are we asking right here? Like, just keep watching that video for 7 months.
Yeah, things will change eventually.
Yeah, but that would make a world of difference, because we do work online, right? So we work, our full-time job is to work on nzpocketguide.com, and we work online all the time. That definitely is going to be a major improvement in our lives, which we're really happy about. We're really happy about it.
Yeah.
Very excited about it. Okay. Kiwi Lauren says, I feel like it's worth it just to take a video of me saying it by the sign. I also learned the longest place name in Wales too. I am not reading that.
Oh, wow.
That
seems much harder than the New Zealand one. Oh, my God. I'm not even sure how to pronounce things in Welsh. So
well, when it is a RPWLLGWY, I mean, who can pronounce that part of a word? I mean, it does.
Yeah.
Fabio says this daylight saving thing is really annoying. Is there any discussion of getting rid of it in New Zealand too? The European Union, EU, the European Union decided that we will be We will, but now it's a national government's turn. Yeah, I hope at one point we're going to get rid of it. It just annoys the bejesus out of me. But aside from that, I've not heard of any chatters here in New Zealand.
No.
I've heard of other island nations around the South Pacific to actually kind of jump some timelines and come to the same time zone than New Zealand to make trade and things easier for them. But that's basically it. I haven't heard of New Zealand itself saying, I don't want to do daylight saving times, which would be great. We won't get rid of it. Kiwi Lauren says, I probably have mentioned this before, but I did my music education internship at the Hutt Valley High School in Lower Hutt. That's when I fell in love with New Zealand. I lived there from July to November 2007. Here you go, Steve. You can ask Hutt-related questions to Kiwi Lauren, and she'll be able to tell you everything about the Lower Hutt rather than the Upper Hutt. So here you go.
To be fair, I feel like I could list more really cool things to do in Lower Hutt than Upper Hutt. So.
Michael Connell says, haha, Clay's birthday was yesterday. He's an old chap. Oh, are you ready, Laura? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, happy birthday to Clay.
Here you go. Charlie Frill is asking a question, and he says, hi, guys. It looks like the New Zealand border are currently closed. Do you know when it will open? No, that's not what he asked. He says, what is your best sustainable travel tips? I love that it is your direction for the South Pacific series.
Ooh, where do we begin with sustainable travel tips? Let's start with transport. Instead of hiring a car around New Zealand, you can take one of the sort of shared transport things like bus tours. You can go on and take the intercity bus, for instance. You can take trains to travel up and down the country. They're a bit more, better, lower carbon footprint than, for instance, driving yourself around, or get more people in your crew to drive around New Zealand and fill up your car rather than just driving around New Zealand on your own.
If you decide still to hire a car, you can hire a hybrid or an electric car. Those options are available. But sticking with transport, you are taking a flight. Oh, I don't know where you're from, Charlie, but a lot of people are taking a flight from all the way across the world to come to travel New Zealand. And most of those flights are actually, tons and tons of carbon per person released in the air. So make sure that you are coming to New Zealand for an extended period of time. Make the most out of that trip. Do not fly to New Zealand for only 1 week. Fly to New Zealand for a whole month to basically lower your overall daily carbon footprint when coming here. That'll be our transport tips for today. Charlie, you come back next week to ask us another one. We do those kind of little tips regularly. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we have plenty of sustainable travel tips to share. Yeah. So we definitely have more.
Or you can ask us about the borders opening. Clay is laughing. Nathan says, what is the next Pacific Island complete guide? So right now we have Fiji, we have Niue, and we have Tonga. Yes, we have some more in the plans, but I don't know if I should say just yet. We are just in the early stage of discussing, because those things, right, they require filming rights to go to the South Pacific, all those kind of things. They require like some different, so it's kind of like involves government organizations. So we haven't signed the paperwork yet. So although we do those things for free, for them, right, they still we still have a lot of involvement yet. So what I'm gonna say to you, Nathan, is that it'd be fun if you guys start trying to guess which island nation we're going to be covering next. And as soon as we have the paperwork signed, then I will be able to tell you guys.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see what you guys guess. Which South Pacific islands do you think we're going to be covering?
Let us know in the live chat what you think.
Which one do you want us to cover as well? So tell us what you think we're going to cover and which one you want us to cover. They probably will be different. It will be interesting. Cool. I'm sorry, Nathan. I kind of want to say it, right? But we just don't want to. We can't publicly kind of say it just yet. Kiwi Lauren says, I'll send you a video of me. Oh, yeah. Me saying it. It's so ridiculous. I figured out it was good party trick. Yeah, that long word is a good party trick. Extreme Talauta says, I may do more short-league videos on YouTube this year. Oh, that'd be fun.
Nice.
Anything to do with explaining rugby to foreigners. That'd be fun. Mosaic Crone says, if you come up to the States, try Discovery Cove in Florida. They let you swim with sea turtles, rays, and etc. Our daughters love it. Oh, that is cool.
Nice, yeah.
You can swim with rays in some parts of New Zealand, and obviously the South Pacific Islands where we cover, there is obviously sea turtles, rays.
There's plenty of rays in New Zealand, different types. There's the eagle rays, there's the, what is it called, the normal stingray? So there's different types, and you can go feed them, you can snorkel with them. It's really cool. We do have some videos on the channel of us doing just that. Dive Tatapuri is a good place to go and interact with stingrays. So you can check out our video on YouTube of us doing that activity with Dive Tatapuri.
I think that Clay wasn't impressed by your singing skill. He said, haha, thanks for that. Maybe don't rush to the karaoke bar just yet.
Oh.
Wow, that is dynamite right here. And then we have a good exchange between Fabio and Abed. So Fabio says, aha, no border-related question. Responding to my joke. And Abed responds, any news when tourist visa will be available, Laura? And Abed, you are the hero of Fabio's. You are Fabio's new hero. All right, Laura, do you want to take this one for Abed?
Yeah, since we haven't answered this question for a good 5 minutes, the borders are closed to New Zealand. There's been no official information for when the borders will open. Therefore, nobody knows when the borders will open for New Zealand. There has been no news. But you can check in the description below for various links, for instance, to the Immigration New Zealand website, which is your place to go on all information on visas and borders. You can also check out the link to our video on our border predictions when Robin and I think that the borders might open, but it's just our opinions. It's not an official thing. So hope you find those links informative.
You want to go for useful, didn't you?
I was going to say useful, and then a different word came out, and I was like, okay, keep going with that.
Nice. Then, so Nathan is giving his first guess for which South Pacific island he thinks we're going to cover next, and he thinks you could do New Caledonia.
Robin would do well there. There's a lot of French stuff happening in New Caledonia, isn't there?
I will see him in his own little environment.
In his element, yeah.
That is funny. Actually, when we go to like French cafes or French restaurants here in New Zealand, Laura always kind of poke me and make me go order and everything, which completely confused the, English-speaking staff there. She's like, go on, you can speak French to them. You'll have fun.
Usually, usually the French cafes, the owner is French. So.
Yes, but not the staff behind the counter.
You can usually tell if they're going to be French, though, can't you?
Okay, then we have GP Wrongso, which says, hello, good morning, both. I have a question for Laura and Laura only. May I know, please, about the international student next intake?
I don't think you were reading that word for word, but in short, the borders are still closed to New Zealand. There's been no new information, even for international student intake. So a different link you might want to look at, though, in the description below, we do have a link to the Ministry of Education website, and that has more specific information directed at students. So go take a look at that.
Extreme Talauta says he may see you guys next week. See you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Abed says, thanks you guys. I came into the chat late. No worries. Feel free to rewind and watch even more of what we talk about in this chat, which has been a little all over the place, but that was fun. Again, for those of you that came late, today is International DIY Day, so you're supposed to tell us what is your latest DIY project that you've been working on, or even your current DIY project. Us, we are working on creating a new studio to make those videos even more fun. Okay, where are we? We have Michael Connell saying that Clay has been harsh on judging your birthday song.
Do you ever hear people singing the birthday song really nicely? Like, usually it's a mess, right? When people sing happy birthday, it's not usually like the choir comes out to play and there's it all singing beautifully. I feel like the essence of the happy birthday song is singing it awfully, and you're surrounded by your friends and family. They're all singing it in different tones and pitches. Don't you agree?
Yes. My singing of happy birthday is a true opera. Come on.
Well, considering it's me singing it, it's probably the worst.
Clay is guessing that we will do New Guinea, Papua New Guinea. Interesting guess.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and Charlie Frill says Vanuatu. Interesting. Charlie is also asking, when are the borders opening in New Zealand? I'm going to go with that joke the entire morning. Okay, Fabio says, I have a serious question. Do you already have a specific date for vaccination for both of you? Okay, so New Zealand has kind of a system on how they vaccinate people, and the vaccination have now started. And right now, they're currently focusing on people which are, working health professional and people which are working at the border. So MIQ, Ministry of Quarantine, or something like that. Anyway, so they are currently focusing on this one. Then they're going to be doing the at-risk population, which are, elderly people, also the young, all those kind of things. And then they're going to do more of the general population. So far, we don't have a specific date on when we're getting the vaccine, but they think about July. So we are in the group that's going to probably start around the July timeline. Add the delays because it's government things and everything. So probably August, September, something like that. That's kind of like more of the what we're thinking our coronavirus vaccination will be and what time it will be. But yeah, obviously we don't have a date. We will obviously tell you when we're vaccinated. We'll be proudly displaying our scars of vaccination. But no, you know what I mean? Something that we encourage everybody to do as soon as you get a chance to do it. It has been proven very safe. There is a tremendous amount of effort into showing how safe it is and sharing data between not only just one company, but all the companies, as well as not just one government organization, but all the government organizations of all the New Zealand government, of all the different governments around the world. So I feel if there is one vaccine which is going to be the safest vaccine ever, that is probably going to be the COVID-19 vaccine. I've never seen that much collaboration everywhere. So if you get a chance, vaccinate. Again, this is not a channel about like political views or anything like that, but this is a channel about common sense. So yeah. Okay, Beverly Gibson says, howdy.
Howdy.
I like the different ways of saying hi. He says, I want to plan ahead as much as I can for my 2021 trip. Would it be smart to get the NZDT now? I don't think it will make a difference.
I think you should wait until you know when the borders are open. I'm not sure if they expire or not off the top of my head, but just in case they do, I would just wait because the process is really easy. It's really quick. You're not going to be waiting too long. Once you start the process, you'll get it within even a day, but at the most 3 days. So you might as well just wait until you know the borders are open, and then you don't run any risk of expiry dates and just.
And also, honestly, it is probably the easiest kind of things to do. It's really a couple of tabs, couple of information. So I don't feel like it's something that you need to kind of get started on. You know what I mean? Like there is way more important things to get sorted before, just doing the NZDTA. It's kind of like, it's the thing you do, like, you can even do it like a couple of days before flying. It's fine. Yeah. So yeah, but do it a little bit earlier than that, just for peace of mind. But you really don't have to stress too much about it. Charlie Friel is guessing Vanuatu as the next South Pacific countries we are going to be covering. Interesting as well. Again, as soon as I have the right to tell you, I will. Fabio says, "Okay, sorry, I shouldn't write that fast." Why? Oh yeah, because no, it's fine. Both of you. I read it fine straight away. It's okay. Typos are my jazz.
Robin loves a good typo. He puts them in everything he does.
Yes, look, I even say jazz instead of jam. So here you go. I do typo verbally. Beverly Gibson says that her DIY project is she just finished putting a coat of clear finish on the frame around the bathroom mirror.
Ooh, lovely.
Lovely. Yes. Fabio says that sounds great for our vaccine date. Kiwi Lauren says, my son called my dad a Popo instead of Grandpa. Yesterday, he nicknamed him Popo New Guinea. Sorry. Papua New Guinea, and I thought that was pretty clever for 5 years old.
Yeah, he sounds like he knows his world geography pretty well for a 5-year-old.
Nice.
It's not the first country people usually learn when they're a kid.
Yeah. Michael Connell says, how's your TikTok page going? Oh yeah, guys, we're on TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at NZ Pocket Guide. Should definitely follow us on TikTok because it's ticking along quite well. Oh. I would say it's TikToking along quite well.
Wow,
that was terrible, wasn't it? Yeah, no, it's going along well. I just post some videos like pretty much every day, and it's. I think we have like about 40 followers on there, and there is music loud, and that's what I know about TikTok. So if you want to follow someone that doesn't understand TikTok on TikTok, follow at nzpocketguide.com. So
Robin's in charge of it, and he's doing an amazing job.
I can't even say the handle properly. It's at NZ Pocket Guide. I'm too old for the internet. I think I should go die in an old library. But I hate books. Oh my gosh, so confusing. Anyway, Nathan Bates says, I hope I am in the group for COVID-19 vaccination in July for possible birthday present. Oh, your birthday is in July.
Oh, I'll have to get my singing voice ready for that. Apparently, it's not good at the moment.
Clay says, last night, the live act
at the Pig and Whistle at the bar sung it for me. Oh, nice. So you're in Queenstown? Oh, there's probably a Pig and Whistle in many different towns.
That's what I was told. I was like, okay.
Yeah, as if he's at Dunedin, but yeah, there's also a Pig and Whistle in Queenstown as well, if I remember correctly.
So basically, the live act sung "Happy Birthday" to you, and the whole crowd started singing "Happy Birthday." Oh, nice!
Nice.
That is an epic birthday song, I have to say. Laura, you got to top that.
I don't have a band behind me. That's the reason why I didn't do so well. Usually, I'm amazing if I have the whole band behind me.
And Beverly Gibson says, I think the NZDT is good for 2 years for tourists. Yeah, so 2 years, get plenty of time. As I said, it's so easy to get.
Yeah,
anyway.
I would still wait until you know that the borders are open, and you never know, anything crazy could happen in 2 years. Nobody predicted that COVID-19 was happening. So I would just wait until you kind of know what is happening and when the borders are going to be open.
Okay, things are getting serious now, guys. Kiwi Lauren has an important culinary question. So put your stern faces on. And do Kiwi drink Milo as hot chocolate or cold like chocolate milk? Or is it a versatile drink powder that can be served either way? Laura.
Ooh. Well, I am not a Milo drinker myself.
How dare you?
I have only seen people drinking it hot. But I kind of think people can drink it cold. Maybe you should ask some of the guys in the live chat that have kids in New Zealand.
But I drank Milo a lot.
Did you?
Yes.
I thought it's
terrible. So let me give you my take.
That's not the question.
Yes. So Milo is terrible, both hot and cold. But you can drink it both ways. And I've been served by Kiwis both hot and cold.
Okay.
So I think that they do it like versatile, either hot or cold. But it's kind of like the lesser good hot cocoa, in my opinion. So
it's more like it's sort of like a wheat. It's more wheaty than like cocoa powder. It doesn't taste like chocolate or cocoa powder. It tastes more like wheaty sort of breakfast. Its own thing.
It's like wheat and sugar, basically.
Yeah.
Nathan Bath is laughing a lot. I think it's about your birthday singing skills. Sam Smith is having second thought on his question and he's going to reword it later, I'm guessing. Fabio says, did someone mention borders, Laura?
Hopefully not.
Clay says, his DIY project currently flat yard space for the kids and a big nice hot cocoa. It's not as good, right? Or do you really think they both are the same?
Stop, Robin. Our connection is unstable.
Let
us know, guys, if you can still hear us, if you can still see us. We're having a few notifications on our screen right now telling us that it's food cuisine and what is traditional New Zealand. It's hangi, which is a traditional way of cooking in the Maori oven, which sort of in a pit and then covered with dirt. Obviously, the food is all wrapped in things to slow cook and try and food. Other traditional foods, for instance, would be a dessert like pavlova, which is meringue and fresh fruit and cream.
But there is more information on all the traditional food on nzpocketguide.com. And on top of that, we do have videos on the channel about New Zealand food. So you can type New Zealand food and then NZ Pocket Guide on YouTube, on the YouTube search bar, and you'll find all of them. There is really a lot of it. So guys, it looks like we're kind of breaking up a little bit, and it looks like the connection is a bit unstable. Plus, we have been here for more than an hour. So we're going to slowly wrap that up. I just want to say thank you to Sam Smith, which actually took the time to call us awesome experts. And he says he thanked us for the great live chat. And he says he learned so much from the both of us. And he said he really liked the Tongariro crossing video and the Monty's Brewery video that we published recently.
Cool.
So that's really awesome.
You're welcome.
So thank you guys for joining us this week. I just kind of want to get the time to wrap up the video now before everything starts. You know, like sometimes we do have some connection, so that's why I want to take the time to do that. This week, we're going to have some more videos coming up, some kind of look back at New Zealand's biggest gap year. We also do have a video where we have a local from Palmerston North telling us her favorite things to do in Palmerston North. We met her during our latest Tongariro crossing, so, you know, we were just walking and chatting, and she gave us some insights. So look forward to that on Thursday, New Zealand time. And also, we will be back here next week at the same time. So it's 8 a.m. New Zealand time. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Let's have a quick look. We missed something. Yeah, it's Michael says buffering. We're really sorry about that, guys. That's why we try to wrap it up. Picture pixelating. Nathan says can hear us. And yeah, okay. Steve says thank you. So Steve, you've been awesome. Sam, you've been awesome. Michael, you've been awesome. Claire, you've been awesome. Fabio, you've been awesome. Michael, you've been awesome. Charlie, you've been awesome. Nathan, you've been awesome. Jane, you've been awesome. And you guys have all been.
Kiwi Lauren,
and of course Beverly. You guys rock.
Extreme Talauta.
I bet it was really cool. Was really good as well. So yeah, in the meantime, if you do have some questions, you can put them in the comment section of any of our videos. We pick them up, we answer them for you live, and check out nzpocketguide.com in all form and shape. And we're here to answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand on there.
All right.
Say bye-bye to people.
We'll see you next week, guys. Stay safe. It's a crazy world out there at the moment.
And I want mousse, chocolate mousse.
Yeah, happy International Chocolate Mousse Day, happy DIY Day, happy Easter, and goodbye from us. See you next week.
Bye-bye.